When I was a child, a young girl, my church was not yet ordaining women. We had a lot of pastors in my family: my dad, his brother, my maternal grandfather, and two of his brothers, and two of his brothers-in-law. We had strong women in my family for sure, but it was clear that their role in the church was one of leadership in a supportive function. I think I felt a call to leadership in the church at a very early age. But like the prophet Samuel, I did not at first understand what was being asked of me. For me, it was because at that time it just wasn't possible. When we played church at home, and we did, my brother played the pastor, and I just bossed him around from the sidelines. Well, things have changed in the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Canada. We have been ordaining women for over 40 years. We elected our first woman bishop 16 years ago, and I have been serving as the presiding bishop of our church for 11 years. So why do I think that it is important for women to assume leadership in their religious tradition? Because of all the stories I have heard from women in my own church and from around the world. That seeing a woman in leadership is a validation of their own personhood. That seeing a woman in leadership allows them to hear and to be open to the ways God may be calling them into leadership in the church. That in the way that I use examples from my own life in my preaching and teaching, they hear their own experiences reflected. But perhaps even more fundamentally, because I believe that we are all created equally in the image of God, and that to limit the roles of leadership within religious traditions, or at least in my tradition, by gender or any other filter other than those of calling and competence, disrespects the intention of the Holy One. I give thanks for the faithful women who have gone before me and paved the way. It is not easy to be one of the first pioneers when women are granted the ability to lead. We need supportive colleagues, both female and male. We need changes to human resources policies, such as maternity leave, paid maternity leave, without grumbling or resistance. We need people to focus on our leadership and not on our parenting practices or our physical appearance. We need to be allowed to fail without fearing we are ruining all chances for other women who will come after us. Within my church circles, my ecumenical and international circles, one of my jobs has been to show up and represent. To be the only woman in attendance at a meeting or on a panel. To be invited into a sister church to demonstrate that ordained women are not weird curiosities or the devil incarnate. To be an embodiment of gender justice principles. Sometimes it feels a lot like tokenism. Sometimes people have not appreciated my presence or have not wanted to give me voice. It has been a role that has been both challenging and frustrating, but it is a role I do willingly so that others in the future will not have to work so hard to be the first, to make or claim space, to be on display or judged. That is my hope and prayer for the future. Thank you.